Hey everybody out there in Real People Land, it's the voice of Kuwabara here to give you my honest opinion about Yu Yu Hakusho live action that just premiered on Netflix yesterday, so buckle up! Yeah, wait, you don't actually have to buckle up or anything, cause we're not in a moving car, or wait, maybe you are right now. I'm not sure. Just play the little singing logo head.
Cloudie McDoom.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Let's go. Now, obviously, it goes without saying that I'm not the actual voice of Kuwabara. Shout out to Chris the Bot. So maybe you could just call me, Cloudie Bara, since this is the best attempt that Cloudie's wacky imagination could come up with. So deal with it, punks. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. So right off the bat, this live-action adaptation is only 5 episodes at about 55 minutes each, so you could probably binge this in one evening like I did. If your eyeballs are manly enough, that is. Good one, Cloudie Bara. Anyway, the live action kicks off pretty much just like the anime did. Now, spoiler alert for any of you out there who haven't seen Yu Yu Hakusho the anime. So here's a quick recap for you. Some punk named Yusuke Urameshi, who later becomes my best bud in the world, who gets hit by a truck while trying to save some stupid kid playing with his ball. Pretty altruistic of him, since being a selfish butthole is kind of Urameshi's thing. Anyway, this adorable blue-haired Grim Reaper shows up and takes him away to meet Koenma, who's the king of Spirit Land. In exchange for bringing Urameshi back to life, he makes him become a spirit detective. He kinda sucks at first, so they make him train with Master Genkai, this old lady who lives up on a mountain. Obviously, I tagged along for more support, since I didn't actually need any training myself. But don't quote me on that, okay? After that, we eventually meet up with some demon bros named Kurama and Hiei. I don't like Shorty all that much because he thinks he's cooler than me, when he's totally not. Anyway, we eventually start fighting demons together, while me and Urameshi keep harnessing our spirit energy to save the world from demonic destruction, which actually sounds like a pretty cool name for a metal band. I should write that down. So yeah, that's Yu Yu Hakusho the anime in a nutshell. Now that you're up to speed, I can tell you what I liked and disliked about the live action. Let's start with the good stuff first. I think the casting was really good, especially the guy they got playing Urameshi. He's definitely got the I'm too cool to live or die, so I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I want in the middle kind of vibe, and that works pretty well. Oh, and I really like the fashion choice they made for me, with the parachute pants and the oversized coat with the giant shoulder pads and stuff. Definitely had this like early 90s hip-hop, Fresh Prince, cool guy energy, and that's kind of my era, literally. Yu Yu Hakusho came out in 1992, for any of you nerds out there who want to fact check me. Now, at first I was a little thrown off by the blondish hair, since I'm known for having red hair the world over, but somehow it still worked. Plus, the actor playing me did a pretty good job. Could've used more muscles, but it's whatever. Speaking of the actors, it felt like they really committed to the roles, so nothing felt cheesy or forced, like they were trying too hard or something. It felt natural and really draws you in, especially for the emotional scenes that may or may not have made me get teary-eyed a little bit. But I'm still a super duper cool trooper manly man, okay? But don't ever forget it or I'll beat your face like a bongo. Unless Yukina's watching right now, in which case I'm sorry. Okay, let me tell you now, this is where Yu Yu Hakusho live action shines bright like a spirit sword. Every fight sequence in this show had 10 out of 10 choreography, and I mean it. You can feel every punch, kick, block, and grab too. The fight choreographers definitely deserve a raise for this show. The camera operators too, because they knew exactly how to capture the perfect angle of every single fight to make them as immersive as possible. You know, getting you as close to the action as you're ever gonna get. Because let me tell you, as one of the most powerful spirit energy wielders on Earth, those fights can get brutal with a capital B. Trust me on that, okay? But let's not forget about the VFX team, who really beefed up the action for these scenes too. Whether it was battle cracks in the concrete, overgrown Venus flytraps, or even big ugly sunburned demons who eat the souls of children from a magic 8-ball. Wait, did I just say battle crack? But yeah, 5 stars for the fighting. Now I gotta give Netflix props on this, because it's gotta be tough cramming a bunch of content down in only 5 episodes. They seem to figure out the dilemma pretty quick and decide exactly what needs to be done without wasting too much time on anything. Even when Urameshi died and came back to life, it was pretty short, sweet, and to the point. Still really sad though. I didn't cry or anything, you know. Anyway, I think they executed their pacing in such a way that kept you moving downstream like a fish, or maybe upstream, I'm not sure. But regardless, there were no lulls in the story that might have you asking yourself, why is this thing happening? And why should I care? I'm sure that kind of pitfall can sneak up on anyone trying to write a good story, let alone for a live-action anime adaptation. Alright, let's be honest here for a second. What person on earth doesn't love the bros on an adventure formula? It's damn near perfect, and despite only being 5 episodes, once the 4 of the bros came together, there was an energy that could be felt. Just like we're watching the anime. It's imagery like that you can't help but get inspired by, you know? Just you and your boys taking on the world and then some. A ragtag team of misfits making a difference out there. And looking cool while we do it too. The live action captured that brotherhood insanely well and really makes you want to see what other adventures these guys go on. No matter the stakes and no matter the challenges they gotta face. Now it's time for my dislikes. But be warned, these are my personal feelings and some may disagree. In which case, I just come to your house later and beat you up. It's fine, really. So I wasn't really a fan of the English dub, which isn't to say that the English voice actors didn't do a good job. I just think in this case the sub hit a little harder. So about halfway through episode 1, I switched to sub. It just made the experience that much better, which is kind of ironic since I'm an aspiring voice actor myself, and in English too. So I'll be perfectly honest, I actually did like the random instrumentals that would play for like scene transitions and stuff. Those had this kind of stylish, experimental, funky, fresh feel with 90s overtones, and those were pretty cool. But you're probably asking yourself, who ate Cloudie Bara? Why wouldn't this be on the list of likes then? And I'll tell you, random viewer, despite those groovy tune choices, I just really had my fingers crossed they would play the OG opening at the end to tie a nice little bow on the whole thing, you know? Call me crazy, but it just would have been the perfect moment as they're riding off into the ocean, and suddenly you hear, I don't know where to go when I feel like crying all night. That would have landed so well. I'm just saying. And I mean, yeah, the demon-possessed dude in the truck had it playing on the radio, which was a pretty cool nod to the anime, but it just wasn't enough, alright? So you know what? Maybe this hot take doesn't belong on the like or dislike list. So maybe we'll just say the music made sound. There we go. Moving on. Part of me was really hoping to see a little CGI baby Koema running around. That would have been pretty funny. Actually, wait, that might have been kinda creepy the more I think about it. Especially if the baby had a grown man voice. Never mind. They made the right call keeping him in adult form. But hey, mulberry trees make mistakes too, so get off my back already. Well, some might argue that this is kind of nitpicky, since it only happens once, so probably not even worth mentioning, but the CGI on young Genkai's face in the afterlife looked kind of weird. It almost feels like they could have just cast a young woman to play her part. But then again, she only had like 1 line, so maybe it was more efficient to just youngify the older actress. I don't even know anymore because this show has me second guessing my dislikes, which might actually mean I thoroughly enjoyed this show to the point that I'm just scraping the bottom of the barrel and looking for things to dislike. They kind of like people on Twitter. Whoa. You know something? I think I can wrap my review right here then and say that I highly recommend watching Yu Yu Hakusho live action. Hell, I may watch it again just for the fight scenes alone, especially how cool my spirit sword looks in the real world. Oh man, would you look at that thing? I don't even care that it's not yellow like in the anime, but just as a video editor flex, let me just, even cooler. So that about does it for me. But if you enjoyed my review of the show, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so we can help Cloudie beat this demon called the algorithm. His content seemed to do well on other platforms, except for this one. But go figure, right? Anyway, catch you later! Cloudie Bara has left the building. But not really. I just mean that I'm gonna walk away from the microphone now, so I'll start getting quieter and quieter the further away I get. You can barely hear me now because I'm like out the room and yelling from down the hall. Sound wave